Welcome, dear viewer. I'm your host, Carmila. We are now entering the spookiest month of them all. To keep the spirits alive, I gift you my offering. Now, turn off your lights, relax, and enjoy. One of my best friends used to live on the edge of what is called Black Forest. His driveway is long and isolated with very few houses dotting the area. He told me that when he was a kid, the nights before his father would take him fishing, he would walk the ditch in search of worms for the next day's bait. Though, before he would go out with a shovel, his grandmother would stop him and tell him, "Watch out for the ditch witch!" He'd always laugh at this little scary story whenever he told it. Much later, when we had both graduated high school, I was staying over late at his house, playing the newest horror game. Eventually, it got very late, around 1 o'clock a.m. I glanced over, and he was wrapped up in a blanket, snoring like a hawk. So I decided to let myself out. I made my way out of the house and got in my car. I always hated to drive back home from his house because I always had a creeping, uneasy feeling, like I'd look in my rearview mirror one time and see something crawling over of the back seat to get me. I tried scaring this feeling away with music, so I turned on some classic rock and pulled away from the house to travel down the lone, dusty road. It was a long, narrow road, so I wasn't really paying attention. Suddenly, in a split second, a figure came into view of my headlights. It was a woman with long, black hair covering her face, and she was wearing a tracksuit. I barely had a second to swerve the car around her and leave her in a cloud of dust. I was so startled that I didn't even think to turn around and ask if she was okay. I made it home and went to bed, forgetting the entire experience. About a month later, that best friend was at my house. We were just hanging out and relaxing, but it all came flooding back to me. For some reason, I was excited to inform my friend what had happened on that night. I rattled off the event and explained what she looked like and where I had seen her on the road. When I had finished, my friend only stared at me in complete silence, giving me a look of horror before he finally responded, "I've seen her too." My friend described to me the exact same scenario, but the only difference between us is that when I saw her, she was closer to his house. I just wanted to give my thanks to for letting me use their story to narrate, and I'll see you all tomorrow.